Come on, Wes, you gotta do this. What's going on, people? It's your boy Wes, back at you with another video. Recently, the developers of Streets of Rage 4, they dropped out a patch that's been brewing for a while. I think it took them, about 2 months, because I made a video hinting about the stuff that I heard in regards to the upcoming patch that just came out. You can check it out at the description below. It's called Streets of Babies. It's me talking about my thoughts on the potential patch that we're actually playing now, and how I felt that the developers were changing the tempo of the game or the difficulty of the game based on a lot of people complaining and crying about how hard the game was. I beg to differ on how hard the game was, and I thought that certain things shouldn't have been changed. And behold, those things were changed. So today we're going to talk about the actual patch that's been out for like a few weeks. And I'm going to go over the things, not every single patch note, but at least the ones that I feel, or rather I care more so about, and I feel that either was a good thing or a bad thing. So let's get right into it. I know a lot of you guys want me to talk about Axel, but overall, everything they gave to Axel, so I'll read all of the fixes and enhancements for Axel, and I agree with all of them. But for anybody who don't know what they gave to Axel specifically, or don't have the link to the patch notes, I'll put that in the description below as well. So far, in regards to Axel, the fixes and enhancements he recently got was faster move speed, better recovery on air special, added additional invincibility frames on grand up or startup, added grand up on the ground, which means he could pick people off the OTG, which is he could pick people off the ground. Grand upper travels further. Grand upper travels further. Added neutral special OTG property, meaning that his neutral special, aka his defensive special, it pull people off the floor when he combos them and they land on the floor. Neutral special has less hit freeze. What I believe is that I think hit freeze in this game, see, the thing about patch notes is, and the way they word, the developers word things, each developer have their own meaning or definition for certain words. For what I gather, what a hit freeze is whenever you hit somebody, not only the opponent freezes, but the character that inflicted the damage, they go into like this freezing animation. So what that means is that less hit freeze, I believe that Axel's defense special, he's able to act out of it faster because he doesn't have as much hit freeze, aka I guess what you want to call hit stun, on the opponent. Like he actually doesn't have as much hit stun, so he's able to act after doing the neutral special again. From what I gather, I could be reading this wrong. Anybody who wants to correct me, let me know, but that's what I grasp from it. Pipe swing has less recovery, meaning that he's able to swing, and he's able to swing a little bit faster than before. Before he swings and then he had a little delay after he swings. Now they cut that delay by I don't know how many frames, but they cut it down to where he's able to swing and swing much faster, not leaving him as open as he used to be when he swung. Air special, all hits connect when OTG plus ignore weight class, meaning this means that he's able to, before I gather they was having issues with when a person's on the floor and he does his air special, Axel will miss them or hit him like maybe 1 or 2 hits, and then he'll probably go past the person. And depending on the weight class, I don't think you guys know, in this game there's weight classes. There's like light, heavy, and mid. I think light, mid, and heavy weight class. So some bosses you weren't able to do certain wall combos to them, or they wouldn't be in the air that long. So characters like Diva would be lighter than characters like the Commissioner. So therefore, a lot more air special, or rather, you wouldn't be able to juggle the Commissioner as long as Diva. If some of you guys were wondering why, that's why. Weight classes are actually a thing in this game. So back to what I was continuing to talk about, the air special enhancement. Now, no matter what weight class, his air special, all hits connect. So you don't have to worry about the weight class. They also fix his defense special. They cost less. It takes less damage from Axel. Rescale damage on Grand Upper. So I guess they fixed the damage scaling on the Grand Upper. Forward special has a bigger hitbox, which is a good thing because before it was kind of small. And on top of that, in this game, it doesn't have that much invincibility, or rather any invincibility at all from what I gather. Because the person enemies can hit you out of it. Buff charge kick wall damage. So they made it stronger, give him more wall damage. So I guess when you hit him against the wall, the enemy inflicts more damage. Hit stun lock on enemies are removed. So he's not able to do his infinite anymore. They took that away, which is good. Infinite to any game is kind of trash. Special pipe goes further. I don't know what that means. Special pipe goes further. I guess that means he's able to throw his special pipe a little bit further, something like that, or a special attack with his pipe, and he's able to go further. So I guess that's definitely a good thing, because Axel does need buffs. He needed buffs. Better recovery on combo. That's cool. That's good. Better damage on normal combo and star move. That's good. Charge attack goes a little further. The reason why I like these buffs with Axel is because people complained about he's being slow. I'll get it, but at the same token, I felt that Axel was already really he did a lot of damage output, and he was fast too. I mean, he was not fast. He did a lot of damage output. So if you make a character like that ridiculously fast, or give him the ability to run, will make him kind of broken. I mean, I think in this game they probably should have gave everyone the ability to run, but just different speeds to make Axel probably jog or run a little slower. But him not being able to run isn't a deal breaker for me, in my opinion. So they're doing good when it comes to giving Axel these subtle buffs and adjustments. Cherry, all of the buffs that they gave her and enhancements, I think that's a good way to go. The only thing I didn't like was that they gave her a little bit more damage output. A character that fast shouldn't have that much damage output. Other than that, she's fine. Floyd, they got rid of his infinite, like we spoke about before. That's cool. So Floyd's adjustments is pretty good. I'll read over them. Floyd's attack 3 times infinite is removed. Neutral special life course adjustment. Floyd can no longer reset his grab move counter by jumping. Special takes less HP. I don't know if I agree with that. Maybe, I don't know. That's kind of difficult to, because the thing about Floyd, he's slow, and I assume that maybe because his special took a hell of a lot of damage, that's what happened. But I believe the adjustment they made for Floyd isn't a deal breaker. So all his adjustments and buffs is fine. So what they did to him was fine. Now let's go to the retro characters. The one retro character I would say I don't think they should have did what they did to him was Skate. Skate from Streets of Rage 3. They said his nerf was damage nerf on his blitz attack. Streets of Rage 3 Axel Infinite was removed. It's a good thing they removed it. That was cheap. So I agree with that nerf. I definitely agree with that nerf. Big star move, not recovering green health. Before it didn't recover green health, but now it does. I'm glad they fixed that. They needed to fix that. Punch range is better. Jab recovery is shorter. So that's good. The reason why I felt that that's good because before, when me and my brother used to try to get combos, try to get these long combos on stage 1. We used to try to get like a 400 to 500 hit combo. Every time I get to a certain part with the Donovans, they would beat me. Their jab would beat mine because the frame data on their jab was a lot faster than mine. So now, before I used to have a lot of difficulty. See now? Let's see. I wouldn't be able to beat him at all. I wouldn't be able to contest with that. See? I can actually beat him. Before, as soon as he came out and I jabbed, I was like a millisecond late. So now they fixed that. So that's a good thing. Max atomic drop recovery is now shorter and bigger. Okay, that's good. Shiva blitz attack damage nerf. The thing I feel that they shouldn't have done, I mean, if they're gonna nerf Shiva like that, then they need to give him the ability to pick up items. Because now what happens is you can't pick up items, and you gotta worry about Garcia and all of these other characters picking up the items. Usually if I'm fighting with a character that I can pick up items, I'll grab it and try to waste out the item so they won't pick it up, or rather the weapon, so they don't pick it up. But Shiva, he can't do that. He has to fight his way and hopes he kills them to make sure they don't grab it, or grab, you have to play, like, even though Shiva's supposedly broken, you still have to be careful with characters with weapons that they can use against them. So I think, and another downside about Shiva is that he can't go into the bonus stages. Look, now how in God's name am I supposed to use that? I can't pick up items, so I can never go. So as Shiva, it's not like Shiva is a hidden character anymore. He's part of the game. He's in the virtual pack. So it's like, now I can't, like, he can't pick up items. Like, you couldn't give that to the brother, at least. But Shiva only, if you're not gonna give him items, then allow him to go into the arcade machine with just his jab or some crap like that, or special or something, if you're not gonna give him it. But I can't get in there. I broke it. See, gone, done. Like, the damage output on his blitz attack was reduced to 30 to 40%. So they should have never did that, man. Now here's a patch, an update that I like right here. This is good because it made no sense that you was able to hit his shield and you wasn't able to get any type of you wouldn't be able to continue the combo. But when you grab a fruit, or you grab a fruit, or you hit some kind of machine, the combo continues. That made no sense. But you hit somebody's shield, you're not able to freaking keep the combo. So for you guys at home don't understand how good that is. It helps keeps combos going. I messed that up, but you watch. See that? See that? See that? Combo still going. Before, combo would not be going. Combo will be dead by now. But now I'm able to combo. Commissioner, they have a patch. It's called balancing. I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming he was either not good in their balancing, making his AI better, or he was supposedly cheap and wasn't that great. But this commissioner, he's kind of a joke, man. Like, I don't understand what they did to him. Time and lower dash. What does it says? Oh, commissioner has longer charge punch time, and lower dash grab hitbox. I don't get that. Like, why? Look at this. Look at this. See? And then people, you don't look when he punches, he kind of jerks. His body jerks a little bit. See? His body just stays there for a bit. He still got the infinite there. Look at this guy gonna mess it up. They're getting out of here. That's the good though. They fixed that. They fixed his Shiva's. Let me kill this guy. All right, now you can still do it. Like, this is crazy. This guy's even more of a joke. He wasn't hard before, but now he's more of a joke. They need to fix, like, this needs to be fixed. He's easy to fight. The commissioner. These commissioners aren't that hard anymore. Here's something about this part that kills me, right? Something about this part. Why, out of all the parts, to me, it doesn't even make sense. Why would you put two commissioners here? And like, they put two commissioners here, and then supposedly before the patch came out, right, the two commissioners were hard, right? The two commissioners were unbearable, right, to fight. So now you're gonna make them terrible. So now you're gonna make them so terrible to the point where it doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even make sense to have two commissioners. You might as well just have one commissioner come out and then make him real good, and then have him assist Estelle. Estelle, and then he throws grenades, and then he calls other police officers, and have those AIs be just dummy AIs. But it's dumb to have, in my opinion, it doesn't make any sense to have two commissioners, and one of them seems like a dummy AI. Like, he just walks around and doesn't do much. So it's like, why would you even have that commissioner come in? You might as well just have one commissioner, because he's a boss. He's a boss anyway. So to have two commissioners it's just weird. It's really weird to me to even put two commissioners. Two commissioners. The only time I can understand that is, but even then, the only time I can understand it is if you have probably multiple people, multiple players. And like for my last video, I mentioned you should have like a boss multiplier, like Streets of Rage 2. So depending on how many players are playing the game, that's how many bosses you get. So then I can understand. You get it'd be crazy. It'd be two divas. Two Estelles along with two commissioners, and then if there's four people, then there's four of each. That would be bananas. But other than that, it doesn't make sense, in my opinion, to have two commissioners. And you shorten. Then on top of that, you shorten both of the range on his I guess it's his charge grab or whatever you want to call it. You shorten the range on that. So it's like, it's kind of like what's the word for it? Instead of them adding extra stuff to that particular fight, they just said, let's just throw two commissioners in there, and that's it. Mind you, for the record, I'm just saying these things. For the record, anytime I make a video critiquing what the developers did and saying certain things, I apologize if you think that I'm being harsh on the game. I don't like the game. No, I love the game. I could play this game all day. I play this game a lot, actually. Streets of Rage is my favorite franchise, or rather one of my favorite franchises of all time. So I just want I'm just trying to help give my creative criticism to the developers of the game to kind of improve on the game for both casual and hardcore Streets of Rage fans like myself. So that's just to give a little insight on why I make these videos and critique the developers the way I do. It has nothing to do with me bashing the game and think it's terrible. No, the game is a amazing game. The game is an amazing game. Does it need improvements here and there? Yes, but there's a lot of games that need improvements that are amazing games. So with that being said, let's continue on talking about the patches. Rihanna and Beyonce. Beyonce is a little faster. No more armor moves for Beyonce. Armor finishes sooner for Rihanna. Less fire pond. Lesser time and bigger cooldown. Rihanna fire armor moves are slower. See, I don't agree with that. I think they should actually get a little buff, because they aren't that hard. They're really not that hard to fight. No armor on Beyonce's moves. No armor on it. I think they should actually keep the armor on it. Especially, you made it slower. Then you took the armor away. What does she have? She's not that hard to fight anymore. Then when it comes to Rihanna, her fire pond has more cooldown. I don't get that. Yeah, it has less time and bigger cooldown. I mean, whatever, but the cooldown wasn't even that crazy. Like, she wasn't able to attack right away. You could see it coming. So I don't get it. Like, and the thing is too, here's the thing. If you're gonna shorten the time that it's out, it's not fair to shorten the time that it's out and increase the cooldown. It's one or the other. If you're gonna make a, plus it's a fire attack. So usually a fire attack, like a burning fire attack that stays on the floor, it should stay out long. So you should leave the time that it's out, and hey, whatever, keep the cooldown time. Keep the cooldown time the way you got it now. That's fine. But you should make it to where it stays out longer. If you're gonna make it slower when after she does it, make her animation slow after she get out of it. That's crazy to me. That's unnecessary. Now let's go to Max. Throw damage nerf. I don't think they should have got rid of that. It's Max. He's a grappler character. He should be able, if he grabs you, he slams you, that's your ass. That's more than half your life, if not half your life. Because now you can still break out of it. I think they actually made it to where it's easier to break out of it now. Oh, I'm sorry, it's harder to break out of it because sometimes when I mash, that's it. His AI is a little bit harder now, to where he grabs you a lot more, and he's a little bit smarter. In regards to him not being able to combo you with his shoulder tackle, you could literally avoid his shoulder tackle because all you have to do is move parallel to him when he's about to do it. If you parallel or adjacent his body when he points to where his shoulder's pointed, you're good to go. So for people being scared of him comboing you, the shoulder ram, plus mind you, you could see when he does it. Like, he literally sets up his shoulder and he does it. So for them to take that away, I don't understand that. Look at that. They unnecessarily nerfed Max. His AI needs to be improved. His AI needs to be improved. He needs to go for more grabs. He needs to not only have that slam, but he needs to do the other grab where he slams you on his knee. He needs a bit more help. Like, keep his AI the way it is. But if he's gonna grab you, it should be a different sequence of grabs they should give him. It shouldn't be only that suplex or whatever you want to call it. He should be able to slant, suplex you. He should be able to jump and slam you in the air. Like give him all the Streets of Rage 2 abilities, and he should be good to go. So I don't agree with that nerf to Max at all. Now, why tower, right? Straight up, they nerfed the tower. So let's go to the patch notes for that. The Y Tower Stage 9. Apples added in the changing room and added a roasted turkey. So not only they put an apple in a changing room, that's cool. I understand, whatever, it's tough. That training room is real hard, especially if you're playing Mania. But then they added a roasted chicken inside of the sauna room because it looks like a sauna room. They added that in there. That's cool too. But I mean, I don't think it's necessary, especially if once you get to the changing room, you get an apple. So I don't think that's real necessary, but it's not a deal breaker for me because even with the chicken, it still makes the room a little bit hard. At least they didn't add a turkey on here. They just replaced the chicken with, they replaced the apple with a chicken. So that's not too bad. If they would have added a turkey, plus had the 2 apples in this area, I'm like, dang, you guys are getting out of control. One thing I'm not a fan of though is that they gave the stage these type of nerfs, but then on top of giving the nerfs to the stage, they gave the enemies a nerf. So let's go to the nerfs that they gave to the enemies on this stage. So the enemies we have on this stage is The karate guys, right? They have it says a longer parry recovery time. So they have a longer recovery on their parry time. So you can actually see, you can see when they do it, and then after they do it, they have to wait a long period of time before they do it again. So the karate guys and the burgundy geese, those guys are way easier now. They weren't even that hard to begin with. What made them hard was the condors that were helping them out while they fought. So I don't know. I don't 100% agree with that nerf, but they nerfed those guys. The massive punch from the karate guys with the white geese, the move is a lot easier to dodge. Okay, that's cool. The reason why that's not too bad of a nerf is because I know once you get to the elevator area of stage 9, it becomes harder to dodge stuff because the room is smaller. So I agree with that nerf. Massive punch is easier to dodge, but I don't agree with the longer parry time. If they package into the same guys, the guys, the burgundy geese and the white geese, I don't agree with the longer parry recovery time. I don't think that's really necessary. If you already gonna nerf the punch and it's easier to dodge, I don't think that was necessary. See these guys? Easy now. Look at this. I was not able to do this before, boy. Look at that. And then certain blitz attack, they already bypass the counter. So it's like, look at this, look at this. White Tower was definitely not as hard as it used to be. This is a good nerf right here. This nerf right here is good. They nerfed, I think they nerfed the hurt box of Skate when he walks. Or no, actually, they either nerfed the hurt box of Skate and made it bigger so he could get hit by bullets, or they increased the hitbox of these bullets. Because before, I was able to run underneath these bullets. I was able to walk under them, but I'm not able to walk anymore. See, I'm not even able to run anymore. Look, see, I'm not able to do nothing. They did a good job with that. I agree with that. Skate didn't need that. He really didn't need that. Now with the jump kick track less. So what that means is that, okay, we're gonna go to this stage right now. We're gonna go to the old pier. So that move, it tracks you. Supposedly it tracks less. So another, I think in the patch notes, they didn't show that they slowed down the jump kick too. Cause look, they slowed it down. Not unless that was in another patch before this. Look, they slowed it down, look. They slowed it down, look, watch, one, see? They slowed it down a bit. See, it takes a while. Usually she be jumping right after you. But what they did do is they fixed it. It doesn't track as much. It doesn't track as much, see? It doesn't track, so that's not that bad, but they did slow down the recovery time on that move, on her jump kick. Now, I mean, that's iffy, whatever. They could keep that, right? They could give her, see, here's another thing, right? They're gonna slow down her smack. Fine, right? If you're gonna slow down a smack, then why slow down the recovery? Why increase the recovery time of their jump kick? It should be, well, like I said before, it should be one or the other. The jump kick on Diamond, for them to nerf the jump kick on Diamond, because I don't think they forgot to put it in the patch notes, but her jump kicks are slower. So they slowed down that, and they slowed down the slap. What they should have done was keep the smack the same, because it wasn't that fast to begin with. Keep the smack the same, and slow down the recovery of the jump kick. That's it. Slow down the recovery of the jump kick, and keep the smack the same, and you good to go. But now she's real easy, super easy. Dylon, right? Or Dylan, Dylon, whatever you want to call it. I like calling him Dylon. So Dylon has no more armor on his moves. I don't know how I feel about that, man. I'm like 50-50 when it comes to that. So is it a bad thing? It's not horrible. It's not a deal breaker. So I guess they could keep that in. But what I personally do, no, I wouldn't have. Now with the Ravens, aka the Condors, I used to call them in part 2. Slower kicks, lower knee was a slower knee while rising. Turn towards the target when rising. So they kind of fixed, they kind of fixed these guys up because they're really annoying. See, those guys as well, it's not a deal breaker for what they did to them. So it's not that bad that they put that patch out. They nerfed them a little bit. It's not that bad. These nerfs are good when you fight them in groups, right? In groups. But when they're alone, these characters are terrible alone. So that's why I don't 100% agree with these nerfs. Because once they get in there, once you fight them alone, it's like they're super easy. But in groups, I can understand why, and to a degree people might want to fight them. I mean, people might want to get them nerfed, but they're still manageable. So it's like, to me, these nerfs aren't 100% necessary. Gorman, if I'm pronouncing it right, Gorman jump attack tracks less. I mean, all they had going for them was the jumping. So no more 2 hits on this aerial attack, and armor moved on Big Ben fire attack. So they took away the armor attack. So these guys, it doesn't track as much. They don't track as much, and they don't do 2 hits anymore, air attacks. I mean, was it necessary for them to get rid of that? Not really. But these guys are annoying, especially when you have a little bit of life. Because sometimes here, I noticed there's a pattern with people that I see play. Like this particular area, they get reliant on the food right here, where they need it, and then they get like a little bit of life left, to where if they get hit by these guys, that's the end of them, or they have a hard time getting past them. So by the time they get to this fruit, they're already dead. So I understand a little bit to why people want these guys nerfed, but they're not that hard. Literally, all you gotta do is bait. Look, bait them, see, bait them. I mean, I got hit, but having 2 hits on them. See, the thing about them too is that you can actually hit them. Watch, you can hit them. See, jump. See, I can hit them. See, jump. I can hit them. See, I can hit them. See, I can hit them. You can hit them before they jump. So if you're right next to them, you can hit them. And you scared they're gonna jump or roll. If they roll past you, it's still not a big of a deal because they're not gonna hit you when they roll. So that nerf, unnecessary, but it's not a deal breaker. The getting rid of the flames on the Big Ben, I don't know if that was necessary because that's all he kind of had. The only way, like I said, the only reason why some of these nerfs I'll let slide is because it becomes tedious when you fighting a whole bunch of them, and then you got to deal with a whole bunch of them with armor or rather invincibility on their flames. All right, now I'm gonna show you how easy it is. It's really not that hard to avoid Shiva's palm. Get out of here though. Yeah, they should never weaken this thing. See, look at this, and he's very stubborn. That's another thing I don't like about Shiva. Like, he's stubborn. He doesn't hit the floor. He continues to keep plopping up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I must have wasted that. One, see, look, just count 2, 3. See, they only swing twice. I mean, 3 times. That's it. One, 2, 3. See, they only swing twice. I mean, 3 times. That's it. Look, see, look at this. Swing. 1, 2, and they kind of separate sometimes. Sometimes they 1, 2, 3. You can avoid Shiva's hits. Look, let's see. Come on. You could avoid it, man. You could definitely avoid it. It's really not that hard, man. So for them to nerf Shiva's thing, man, I don't agree with that, man. I really don't. I'm not a fan of that. That's completely unnecessary, man.